What's the dumbest thing you've realized about school? The dumbest thing I realized about school hit me 3 weeks after graduation. Not during class, not at prom, not even when I got my diploma. It happened when I was standing in the middle of a grocery store holding a package of toilet paper, trying to figure out if I could actually afford it. All through high school, I was told education was preparing me for the real world. Apparently, the real world starts with wondering why toilet paper costs so much. I spent 4 years memorizing formulas I'd forget a week after every exam. I learned how to calculate the trajectory of a projectile, but nobody ever explained why my paycheck was smaller than the amount my employer promised me. The first time I got paid, I genuinely thought there had been a mistake. I stared at the pay stub for 10 minutes. Federal tax, state tax, other deductions. I had no idea what any of it meant. I texted my friend Sarah and asked if she understood paychecks. She replied, "I just assume the government takes whatever it wants." That was the most helpful answer I got. School taught me about ancient civilizations, which is great, but somehow nobody taught me how health insurance works. When I got my first insurance card, I thought having insurance meant everything was free. Then I got a bill. Turns out that's not how that works. Who knew? Definitely not me. The funniest part is that my school actually offered a life skills workshop during senior year. I was excited. I thought we'd learn about budgeting, taxes, renting apartments, maybe even investing. Instead, we spent 2 days learning proper table etiquette. Table etiquette, as if my biggest concern after graduation would be using the wrong fork. A few months later, I was trying to rent my first apartment. The landlord asked about my credit score. I smiled and nodded like I knew exactly what that was. The truth? I thought credit scores were basically adult report cards. Nobody had ever explained them. Not once. My parents assumed school would teach me. School assumed parents would teach me. And somehow everyone skipped that chapter. By 19, I could explain the water cycle, identify parts of a cell, and recite enough historical facts to pass multiple exams, but I couldn't make a realistic budget. I couldn't understand loan interest. I couldn't tell the difference between a debit card and a credit card without Googling it. That's when it finally clicked. School wasn't really teaching me how to live. It was teaching me how to pass school. And honestly, that's the dumbest thing I've ever realized about it. Because the moment you graduate, nobody asks about your test scores anymore. They just hand you bills and expect you to know what you're doing.